Hi, welcome to the Cemetery of Choice channel. Um, the primary thing here is looking at women's abortion deaths. And I don't do the certain kinds of abortion deaths we're going to look at and certain kinds we're going to ignore. Okay. Um, the, the thing I'm trying to drive home is that if you think that the answer to a woman's problem is killing her unborn baby, she then is vulnerable to whatever kind of quack is out there or to all surgery has risks. And that was the same before or after legalization. Now, my message to pro-lifers, first of all, is remember that it's not going to go away. If we have people who were referring to quacks before legalization and people who were referring to Kermit Gosnell and other quacks after legalization, they don't vet their abortionists. Okay. We do that. We've got websites. We've got, what's it? Abortion, abortiondocs.com or abortiondocs.org. You've got the Abortion Docs website. I'll find the right one and put a link below. There's, I think, Check My Clinic. The websites where pro-lifers gather up things like uh, inspection reports, medical board documents, medical malpractice cases, articles, things that former and current employees say about this place. Okay. So, and have a look-see. Okay. Why is it only the pro-lifers who are looking at that? Okay. Pro-choicers, supposedly the whole point of legalizing abortion was safe. It's your responsibility to put the abortion lobby's feet to the fire and make them take safe every bit as seriously as they take legal. Now, I'm going to talk to both sides. I'm just going to talk in general about the things I've learned doing this for years. If we look at abortion deaths, okay, they started going down even at the beginning of the 20th century, even before antibiotics and blood transfusions, but it was a very, very slow decline. Okay. Not quite sure why it was declining, probably the improving qualities of hospitals and doctors were starting to actually wash their hands. And I'm not talking about just abortionists, I'm talking about doctors were starting finally to wash their hands. Along come antibiotics and blood transfusions, and whoosh, it's like a ski slope. Those deaths started plummeting. Now, for some reason, they leveled off a little in the 1950s for reasons I haven't been able to figure out yet. But then at the end of the 50s, beginning of the 60s, they start coming down again. But as states started to legalize, you've got abortion deaths, and then you've got the percentage of them that are legal versus illegal abortion deaths kind of rose up, so that the legal abortion deaths were replacing illegal abortion deaths. And if you look at that trend, you're going to see that legalization wasn't even a blip. Okay. So I know of 3 doctors just that I've discovered, and there could probably be more. But I know of 3 doctors who were criminal abortionists, clean records. They got arrested, but they never killed any women. After legalization, they got sloppy as all get out, and they each killed 2 patients. And we're not talking that they were just doing more abortions because it was legal and they didn't have to be so afraid. We're talking, we have one guy who was doing hysterotomy abortions, which is a mini C-section, cut the uterus open, pull the baby out in his office. And then he wasn't stitching the hole shut again. Okay. This is not all surgery has risks. So look at these cases and really think about them. Look at the pre-legal abortion deaths. Okay. Who were they done by? Doctors, 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 midwife, doctor, 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 midwife, doctor, 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 midwife, nurse, doctor, doctor. They were mostly doctors. And this is something even Mary Calderon of Planned Parenthood wrote about after Planned Parenthood had a 1955 conference on abortion in America. And she talked about how most abortions are done by doctors and that the threat of going to jail has them keeping their noses pretty clean. And, even then she's saying you really can't think of this as being dangerous. And she's right. A lot of it was the all surgery has risks. Okay. And afterward, you start seeing some quackery that just boggles the mind. And pro-choicers, you need to look at the post-legalization abortions, and you need to stop playing the all surgery has risks game in your little noggins. Okay? Stop and think about it. Stop and think what kind of doctor does these things and what kind of organization refers to doctors who do these things. Okay. And you also need to look at the deaths associated with Planned Parenthood and the National Abortion Federation. Okay. That Planned Parenthood logo, that great big PP on the building, or that little National Abortion Federation sticker in the window, or the logo on the website, the Planned Parenthoods are going to probably be cleaner. Okay. And that you're not going to have the cat crap laying around, and you're not going to have dogs licking up blood on the floor. But you still have things like the woman obviously has a vaginal infection, and they went ahead and stick laminaria right through that infected vagina, straight into her uterus, and then surprise, 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 she gets a massive infection and she dies. That's not all surgery has risks. That's quackery. Or a patient is hemorrhaging, and they drag their feet for 4 hours before they even bother to send her to the hospital, and she dies. That's not all surgery has risks. That's quackery. Okay. And you look at some of the stuff that goes on in National Abortion Federation clinics. Kermit Gosnell. Google him if you're not familiar with. In fact, if you're a pro-choicer, you probably have no clue who he is because the abortion lobby doesn't want you to think about him. This guy worked 1 day a week at a National Abortion Federation clinic in Delaware, where those women, if they exercised what the pro-choice movement considers due diligence, where they went, and this is a reputable abortion clinic, and they went in and they made their appointment after going to a website that promised, oh, we'll refer you to a safe clinic. And that clinic collected their money and did their informed consent paperwork and everything else, and then handed them off to Kermit Gosnell, who started their abortions at the reputable clinic in Delaware and finished them at his House of Horrors in Philadelphia. Okay? National Abortion Federation clinic handing patients off so that they wind up in Kermit Gosnell's House of Horrors, doped within inches of their lives by untrained staff and left to moan on blood-stained recliners amid the fleas and the cat feces. Now, if you can look at that and still somehow believe that that little National Abortion Federation logo means that they're upholding some kind of standards, you've officially lost your mind. Okay? And I am not asking pro-choicers to decide that they're going to become pro-lifers and they're going to fight to make abortion illegal. All I'm asking you to do is go someplace like abortion docs. I can't remember whether it's abortiondocs.org or abortiondocs.com. But it's a website where, surprise, 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 it's only the pro-lifers because the pro-choicers don't want to look. There's the medical board documents. There's the health inspection documents. There's all kinds of documentation on what kind of stuff's going on in that clinic. Go there and look before you send somebody there. Just do that. Just start to stop trusting these people. The abortion lobby can't be trusted with women's health any more than the tobacco lobby can be trusted with smokers' health. Okay? Follow the money, follow the political power. The abortion lobby is representing the interests of people who get their money and their political power from abortion. It's not about the women. It's not that they totally don't care, because if she dies, she can't come back for her second, third, fourth, or fifth abortion. You need those repeat customers. So you prefer that she survive this and prefer that she come out of it with still having a uterus, not a hysterectomy. But if you think women's safety is their number one priority, you're sadly mistaken. Okay? And I will put some videos up that kind of show what the abortion lobby does when they find out about the Kermit Gosnells. And the answer is this. And there's no excuse for that. If the whole point is to make abortion safe, you need to start taking the safe as seriously as you take the legal. And the most important thing has to start being that woman's well-being and not whether or not the doctor who killed her goes to prison, because that's what changed. Abortion deaths falling, 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 continuing to fall after legalization, just same as always. Abortionist going to jail. Now that's huge news. Oh my gosh, they're prosecuting an abortionist. Who would have thunk it? It used to be you killed a woman, you could expect to be prosecuted. Now it's maybe they'll sue you. So pay attention to these stories. Pay attention to the lessons. Don't come away with the idea that legalization somehow made quacks clean up their act.